Hey guys, Cisco Borres here, your Connecticut Realtor with Remax. If you guys have been watching my videos lately, you know that most of them have been geared towards sellers, um, and that's really just a result of the state of the current market. But this one goes out to my buyer friends. I didn't forget about you, and I want to address a major question that I've been getting lately that's a little concerning and alarming for some people. And that question is, should I skip my inspection to make my offer stand out and look better to a seller? Um, a year ago, that would have been the easiest no answer that I've ever given. But 2021 is a new world, and a lot of buyers are getting very frustrated with offers not being accepted over and over again in multiple offer situations. I had a listing in Bridgeport last week where we had 19 offers in 3 days. And plenty of those offers said either no inspection or as is or for informational purposes only. Now, conducting an inspection for informational purposes only or conducting an inspection on a pass-fail basis does offer a significant level of protection because at least you can get out of the deal if there's major issues or there's an expensive repair that you're just not willing to take on, right? Major defects or something that are typically noticeable. It's not going to make your offer stand out like not doing an inspection would, but it does offer things to look a little bit better to the seller. But that's not what this video is about anyway. This video is about those considering going all the way and skipping the inspection altogether to give their best chance at being accepted. So, bottom line, would I advise my clients to skip an inspection? The answer is probably not, but there are a few exceptions. First of all, ask yourself some questions, right? That's probably the most important thing. First question you should ask yourself is, are you prepared to handle the unknown? Are you going to have some financial padding after the closing to fix things or repair things? And I'm not talking about a few $100. If the furnace fails, you're going to need 4,000 to 7,000 to replace it, depending on the style. If the electrical panel needs to be replaced, it's going to run you north of $3,000. So, these are items that you really need to be fiscally ready for. And this is after you've paid your down payment, after you've taken out all the little expenses that go along with purchasing a home, after your closing costs. Okay, so you really have to have some nice savings set aside for these types of things if you're willing to take it on faith for that. Another thing you can ask yourself is, are you a contractor? Or are you very handy that can take on major repairs yourself in case of a problem? I'm talking about plumbing issues, electrical issues, roofing, masonry, mold. And if you are, did you get a really good look at your one inspection? Because that's all we get these days with the way things are moving. But did you get a really good look at the basement, the attic, the foundation, the mechanicals? Did you really take a look around, or were you busy checking out the space of the living room or the cabinets in the kitchen to see if you like the style? Okay, so if you answered yes to at least two of these questions, then take it to the next step and you can ask yourself this question. Would you still want the house if all your unknowns that you just questioned went south? So you're envisioning worst case scenario. And that's kind of what you should do. If you're going to skip an inspection, that's worst case scenario is your friend, right? At least the consideration of it is. So after considering all these things, hypothetically, you're still planning to forego the building inspection. Okay, good. Then there's two big things you have to consider. Number one, is there a well? And number two, is there a septic system? Okay. I would literally never recommend skipping a water test or a septic inspection. By the way, you can still do a water test and a septic inspection and skip the building inspection to make yourself look a lot more favorable to a seller, right? And the reason I would never skip a water test or a septic inspection is this, right? Even if you're willing to take on the costs of a $20,000 new septic system, you have that set aside, and that's part of your worst case scenario budget, right? There are things that could still go wrong. There may be soil contamination because of a bad leaching field that's now contaminated yours and your neighbor's lawn, and that has to be completely remediated. Or there could be wetlands that weren't seen before and you didn't plan for. That can complicate things real quick. And the same goes for a well system. They could be just as complicated. Even if you're willing to drill a brand new well, and you may find that you're completely surrounded by ledge, or there may be water radon or uranium in the water. It's just not a good idea to skip these issues just because it can get out of hand real fast. So, in closing, you may have faith in yourself and your abilities to find problems before they happen. And you may even have an agent that's confident in their ability to spot a problem issue, right? In fact, myself, I have tons of repair and renovation experience that makes me better than most at spotting issues ahead of time. But there is no substitute for a professional step-by-step inspection where an inspector is going to go right down a punch list and check for issues in order in ways that they've done 100 times before without the chance of skipping things because they're just looking around to see if anything pops out at them. There are other ways to strengthen your offer besides skipping an inspection. So, consider those, discuss that with your agent. But before you let your emotions or a potentially overzealous agent, they are out there, dictate your decisions, take a moment to consider some of the worst case scenarios. I hope this video helps some of you avoid a serious mistake or at least make a more informed decision. Right? Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Let's talk about it. My website is remaxcisco.com, or you can email me at realtorcisco@gmail.com. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a great day.